we have adjusted our display. So I haven't had something like this in a long time. So that puts our total for the week at howdy howdy. Welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Ryan. Join me as I take you through another week in my print farm. To start things off, we are definitely in the midst of recovery from the Pineville Fall Festival. A good problem to have, but I am in desperate need of refilling my inventory. We sold out of most of our items. What I have in these bins is everything that I have. My other bins are empty. I had 3 of these bins full to the brim, full of stuff, and all that I have left is what is on this shelf and another shelf, which I will show in a minute. So as for what sold good, the mystery eggs sold very good. That's the mini mystery eggs. The normal mystery eggs, and what we have is the packet egg. When I was there, I had about 20 eggs of each, so that was 40 eggs total. The mini mysteries didn't sell as good as the normal mysteries, but the normal mysteries we only have, I think, 2. Yeah, 2 left. So they did pretty good. So I'm going to definitely have to work on reprinting more of those. However, those are filled up with products that's inside, so I'm going to have to make sure I fill up that product. So I'll work on getting my to-do list today for priorities for what needs to be sold, and yeah, kind of get to work. So yeah, I will go ahead and show you guys what all I have left. The cats didn't actually sell as good as they normally do, which was a surprise. We sold a good bit of the Bigfoots. I had a ton of Bigfoots though. I had like this entire fit thing and an entire bin full because they're normally a pretty popular item. I figured, or this is all that I have left, so that's not too bad. I'm not going to give it a priority to print more of those because, I need to prioritize other things, but yeah. The ducks, people have been requesting ducks for a while, so I printed a batch of ducks. I don't think I sold a single duck, so that's disappointing, but yeah. T-Rexes sold out pretty quick. The bats sold pretty quick. I still have a few of them left, but overall they sold pretty quick. The cows, I had a ton of other colored cows besides just the brown ones, and those sold out pretty quick. The browns are just the ones that are left. The frogs, they were decent. Kind of had hit or miss as far as what ended up selling, but the cowboy frogs have always been a popular one, and I think that's the last one that we have. Nope, I have another one right there. So yeah, other ones, let's see. The cows, or the horses, those sold pretty good. We actually had another bin full of those, and they were also on the shelf. We sold out of all of our unicorns that we had. The foxes sold out pretty good. This was filled up pretty much to the brim. Let's see. The wolves, I had a lot of wolves. They sold so-so. I had a lot of people looking at them, but I guess that was it. The cowboy crabs we sold okay. Squirrels didn't really sell that much. The dinosaurs didn't really sell, well, I should say the pterodactyls and the triceratops we didn't really sell all that much. The T-Rexes we sold. The raptors, I only have 1 left, so those sold pretty good. What else? The fidgets. These I always make out of purge objects. These sold really good. In fact, the spiral, I had someone purchasing, I think one person purchased 8 of them at once. So they're very easy for me to make, so they're made out of the purge objects. But I think I only have, yeah, only 2 of those left. So those sold out pretty good. As for dragons, I only have 3 of the large dragons left. So they sold okay for the large dragons. So that means I sold like 7 of them, I think. I had some snakes in there. The snakes didn't sell as good as I expected. I printed a bunch of the bone snakes thinking they would be a big hit. Few people bought them, but just not as big of a hit. Medium dragons. I had 2 bins full to the brim of the medium dragons. I sold a good bit of them. I've only got this little bit left in this bin, so those sold pretty decent. The owls, they're really cool to look at, and a lot of people like to look at them, but they don't sell as good. But I like them, so that's why I keep them around. The small dragons sold pretty good. I had 2 bins of the small dragons as well, and this is all that I have left. Plus, small dragons are also very common in the pack and eggs. These are the larger crystal wolves. We had a few of them sell. Not great, not terrible. These, oh, that's it. I had 4 of the void octopuses. Only 1 left, so they sold somewhat decent. These bone marrow dragons, I didn't really sell any of those. I figured the Halloween season we'd get some sales, but we didn't really. However, I did have some gold baby dragons of a similar design, and those sold pretty good. And in here, yeah, so I had some cowboy crabs. That's all I have for the cowboy crabs. So those sold decent. And the horses and unicorns sold pretty good. As for my jumbos, I only sold 1 of the jumbos. I sold the unicorn. Towards the end of the day, someone had asked about it, and we were able to sell that. Minis. All right. Minis. We sold out of our turtles really quick. The hedgehogs, the pink ones, sold pretty good. Overall, the minis were a really big hit, especially for parents that didn't want to spend too much. They tend to get just the 2 for $5, and it was a really good way to at least get some sales. But I'll definitely have to reprint some more. All right. So, I guess while I'm over here showing it, we have adjusted our display. So I've now gone to a different, not display, sorry, my shelving, my shelves for my printers, my printer placement, and all that stuff. Went ahead and used some of the profits from it to get a nice steel shelving system. For right now, I'm just using it to house my minis, just to make it easier to organize, and kind of my tools right there. But it will also allow me to expand an additional 4 printers as needed, which right now I'm only up to 4. I'll be getting a 5th one next month. Over here, this is where my printers are now. I have my 2 P1Ss up top, my A1 down below, which, as you can see, I only got 2 colors there because my AMS light was mounted above, and I trimmed the PTFE tubes, and now I don't have it long enough to reach the ones on the side. So I ordered some. I'll have to wait until that comes in, so I'm only down to 2 colors right now, but that's fine. And then there's the A1 Mini. So this is what most of my yesterday was just playing cleanup, getting all this stuff put together, getting it all working. And right now I'm printing some orders that I've gotten from Etsy, as well as a custom order on my website. So, yeah. That's kind of what our plan is. This is how things are evolving. I will take you guys as we go through the week, as we make progression, and I'll even show you the list of my to-do list to print going forward. But yeah, I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Good morning. It is Tuesday. And to start things off, I've already packed up 2 orders for Etsy that I'm going to be dropping off. And I started on the custom order that someone is going to be picking up next Saturday at the farmer's market. These are eggs that someone has requested. This one's going to have some Ghostbuster-like figures in it, and this one's going to have some soccer players inside of it. They had seen my mystery eggs and really liked it, so I asked if I could do a custom variant. Over on my printers, on the A1, I have some bats printing, which looks like that wing has gotten but looks like it's already the legs over there. But looks like it's already printing past that point, so it shouldn't cause any issues. On the A1 Mini, I have a Posca marker holder for an order that came in. Should be finishing up here shortly. On the P1S, I have some of my minis that building up stock back. So I went ahead and did the axolotls and the hedgehogs in a pink and white color. These should be done in about 8 hours. So I did adjust the infill to the gyroid that someone had recommended, and I didn't lose anything yet, so that's a good plus. Over on the other P1S, these turtles just finished up, and no loss there, so that's good. These sold out really good last time, so I went ahead and just printed a full batch of them this time. And yeah, so I did reorganize this a little bit, kind of put some more of the miscellaneous items. Miscellaneous items, for the most part, are products that I've sold that don't seem to sell all that well, so I'm going to phase them out once they run out. Like the raccoons people think are cute, but they very rarely ever sell. The ducks, I may keep some ducks around because people are always asking for ducks, but I haven't sold any since I made them, so I don't know if it's the price point, it's the colors I chose, or the models, but we'll see. And these I've had for months, and I haven't sold out, so yep, that's going to be what the plan is. In a minute, I'm going to be on this printer. I'm going to be working on printing the soccer players for this order, so I'll get that started. And yeah, so that's where we're at. I only have a few of the mystery eggs available. I'm going to print a few more of the mini ones just to complete the 2 rows, so that's probably 2 more eggs. And then the big mysteries, I do got to get some of those before the Gastonia Farmers Market. I debated upon not doing the Gastonia Farmers Market this week, but it's just such an easy market. I just get there for 7:30 and I'm home by 1, so it doesn't even take much out of my day. So I figured I'll just do it. And yeah, just sell what I got. I should get my inventory up a little bit before then. But yeah, that's where we are at. As for my display, I'm already realizing I don't like one part of it. I'm going to still deal with it for the week. But the mini that we have down there, it's kind of a pain because of where this gap is right here. For me to change out the filament, I can do it. I just have to bend a bit. So I may move that up here, just fine. But I kind of like to have my minis right there. So we'll see. I'll toy around with it for a few more days and then make that decision. But we'll see. I would love to get input for those that have multiple printers and a mini print farm. How do you do your display? Do you use a shelving system like this? Do you kind of have it similar to how my old one was, where it was just whatever I had? I'd love feedback. And at first I was going to put the P1Ss down there because I could get it to where it would be able to go up and down, but I didn't like having to deal with the AMS kind of not being able to open it all the way. So yeah, that's where we're at. I'll touch base with you guys tomorrow. Good morning. It's Wednesday. And yesterday I spent a good bit of time working on a custom order that was sent in. The request was for 2 eggs. They had seen my mystery eggs, so I was working on some kind of special eggs for the holiday season. So one of the requests was a Ghostbusters theme egg. So I actually have 2 out of the 4 Ghostbusters that I've been working on. I found the models on Maker World. Sent the model to her. She loved them. Even have a little marshmallow duck, little ghost. So I'm going to fill that up to the brim. Should be finishing that later today. And the other egg was for a soccer ball. And this one has little soccer players that have magnets in them, so that way they always stay up when they're on a metal surface. And a little tiny ball, that way they can play. I'm going to find something else to throw in there as well. But yeah, so that's what I've been focusing on there. Past that, I did finish some of my bats that I was working on. And I've been focusing on some minis with my axolotls and hedgehogs. I finished those. And on the A1, I started some rats and bats just to fill up. And I started some pigs and flamingos. That was it. Now I'm actually going with a silk pink filament because I'm using the other pink filament down there. And I just want to go ahead and knock it out. So that'll get me some of the flamingos. Some of the pigs will be good. slowly making progress on this. The goal would by this Saturday, I'll at least have my minis stocked up and have a couple of these things filled up. With it just being a farmer's market, I'm not as concerned about low offerings, but I'll get what I can. Over on this printer, this has pretty much been dedicated to all the small prints for those Ghostbusters, because unfortunately, I've been having to assemble it with this model. Assemble and glue. So it's a really cheap print to make, but a lot more time was going into it than I was expecting. But oh well, she paid a good a decent amount for it. So between both eggs, I think she paid 65. So yeah, and I think material wise, it's going to be pretty cheap because I think the models were altogether like $2 total in material, and then the egg I think was $1.50. So not too bad. Mostly just the time. So yeah, that's where I'm at. Uh, I did just drop the video for the Zyro brand filament. So if you guys watch that filament review, I'd love to get comments in the comment section as far as what you thought about it. What other brands should I review? And final update, I'm not quite sure, but I might possibly in a couple weeks extend this shelving system even more. I might just look at going to another half of a table worth. I just really like having everything in a bin. And there were some items that wouldn't fit in the bins. So yeah, that's what the plan is. That might be what the plan is. I haven't decided. I'll probably decide in the next week or two. Good morning. It is Thursday, and slowly making progress on the to-do list of stuff to reprint. Definitely won't get it all done before Saturday's farmers market, but it'll get pretty close. To finish things, the Ghostbuster egg was a tight fit, but I was able to fit it with all four of them. I'm not going to pull them out to show you because it was really hard to get them all in there. So I'll be dropping that order off on Saturday. They're going to meet me at the farmer's market. Past that, I did finish printing some of the flamingos. I went with the rose gold, as well as some little flying pigs. I figured that'd be a nice little addition to the pigs that we go with. Let's see. Yeah, that's everything that finished. As far as overnight, I just finished printing some sea creatures, some seals, some manta rays, and some octopuses. I went ahead and went in a silk filament. I'll pop that off in just a minute. Oh, looks like I lost a few of them. Well, that happened. Over on my A1, I have some dolphins and some dragons. I do see one small failure right there. It looks like we have a leg that's right there, but it hasn't been flung from it. Yeah, I'll take a look. As far as the small ones, I end up just throwing those in a free bin for people. I have an egg printing over here. And on the P1S, I have a batch of foxes and black cats that I finished. That's the last of the mini animals that was on my list. So from here, I have plenty of other stuff that I have to fill up, like some, let's see, unicorns, some axolotls, some T-Rexes. I definitely need to get those done. The bats are already good. Yeah, we'll see. I can probably only do about 5 or 6 of these left before, but hey, making progress. As long as I have some stuff for people on Saturday, that's going to be the most important thing. I do got to say, these little Stay Puffed marshmallow ducks, they turned out cute. I printed one of them for that order, but I just figured I'd have a little batch to sell as well. So as far as the minis, now that someone in the comment had recommended switching over to Gyroid for the filament. Ever since I've swapped over, I assume it's because of the path that it takes. It has not resulted in any minis getting flung off so far. I'm up to like 4 batches or 5 batches, and I haven't. So that's a plus. Now I did also do maintenance on the printers on Sunday, so maybe that's related to it. I don't know. Yeah. So that's where we're at. Oh, also another update: the A1. I guess the issue I was having with the filament hub getting flung off had to do with the fact that this was mounted above. I'm thinking maybe it was pulling on it, even though I had the length, multiple lengths throughout it. Like there was many times where I would have it the full length, and then I trimmed it down, thinking maybe it was too long. I don't know. Ever since I've had it off to the side, I haven't had it get flung off at all. So if you run into any issues where this is getting detached, and yours is top mounted, maybe try to put it to the side. I originally didn't have it to the side because from a space standpoint, I didn't have the extra space, but because I have this new shelf, I have plenty of space now, so that's good. Uh, yeah. Also, I really do think I'm just going to end up moving that up here. It's really an annoyance to get down there. But we'll see. I'm still debating on it for a few more days. That's where I'm at. I'll touch base with you guys tomorrow as I do the finishing stages before the farmers market this weekend. Good morning. It is Friday, and I haven't made as much progress as I would have liked on this because I focused more on the minis, but we're getting the last of the stuff together for the market. With the mini printer dedicated to eggs, I was able to get about 10 mystery eggs and about 7 packing eggs, so we're good on that front. As far as general inventory, I mean, the T-Rex just finished, so I've got those. I'm about to print a batch of axolotls. Uh, the unicorns did finish, and I'm going to do a batch of the mini cows. So I've got stuff for tomorrow, so that's good. And then next week I'll focus more on this side of inventory. So as for what I'm printing, well, first things first, I haven't had something like this in a long time. About 11:30, right before I went to bed, I just started a print with a batch of Tadlings, and I guess that Galaxy filament didn't dry that I just got in. I'm gonna guess because it had absolutely no adhesion, and I lost everything. But hey, it happens. I guess I probably should have made sure that the first couple layers were good before I went to bed, but live and learn. On the A1, I have a batch of the T-Rexes that just finished. On the lime green for that color. On the P1S, a batch of the foxes and some cats, which once again, no failures on the mini cats, so that's good. That's the last of the minis that I needed to do. Oh, actually, I do need to do some hippocampuses. So I'll work on getting some of those today and some spiders. That'll be what I'll add onto the list for today. And on the other P1S, I have a batch of unicorns. So that's pretty good. I did reach out to the person for their custom order. They are good. They're happy with it. I'm going to look at picking that up tomorrow. Or, sorry, they're going to look at picking that up tomorrow from the Gastonia Farmers Market. So, yeah, I'll work on packing this stuff up for the Farmers Market later today and being good to go. Oh, I guess I'll show you this. This is one of the items that they had showed. It's really cute. I did print a few extra ones just to sell, so we'll see how they do. Yeah, there we're at. This is our setup this week at the Gastonia Farmers Market. As you can see, we still running a little bit lower on stock, but working towards filling it back up from last week's market. All right, back from the Gastonia Farmers Market. Ended up starting off pretty slow because it was 45 when they opened up, and was nice and nippy. After about 10 o'clock, it started to pick up, but we ended up dipping out about 45 minutes early because we have a a family event we're going to be going to. So yeah, total that we made there was $244. That was $161 in cash and $83 in card. So not terrible for the farmers market. I mean, definitely not the Pineville level, but not too bad. The eggs being the top seller as well. A lot of people saying they were getting it for stocking stuffers. I did have someone request, which I might look at doing it for next one, to see if we would do a mystery dragon egg. So pretty much just an egg with only a dragon in it. Kind of seems basic to me because what if you don't care for the dragon? But I might make a few of them and just kind of see how it goes. So yeah, that's really the biggest thing we sold. Plus that was just a few things here and there, but mostly just the eggs. I don't think I sold but just one small dragon. So that's really it for the dragons. That's fine. I need to build up my stock anyway, so I'm working on that for next week. Etsy orders for the week. We had 5 orders for a total of $80. So yeah, not too bad on Etsy for us. So that puts our total for the week at $324. So not a bad week. The market, some of it could have been because of recovery. A lot of it was definitely because of how slow it was. Unfortunately, next week looks like it's going to be just as cold. So we'll see. But there we go. As for what I'm printing, I am printing a batch of the cowboy crabs, some of the baby dragons in the gold color, and some ferrets, which I can already see that there's an issue right here, but I'll just let it finish printing at this point. So that is where I am at. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and wrap up this video and plan on having that out by end of day today. If you guys enjoyed this video, please leave it a like. And if you have not subscribed, I would appreciate that. But either way, thank you guys for watching and sticking through to the end. You guys are great. Thank you, and I'll touch base with you guys next week.